Alright, I'm gonna start recording now.
Okay, okay.
We're back, we're on the boat.
We're back on the boat.
We have the
Walnut.
the walnut on a hot dog. I can't
Walnut
scroll
on
because
steak.
it's green version, but we got Nidorino and Charmeleon.
Not gonna lie, forgot about the Charmeleon.
Yeah,
Was
it's
not
got
the
weird
focus
hands.
of- Was not the focus of my attention last time we were here. It's been a minute. So we're on the SSN, and that's all I remember.
Yeah, we're on the SSN, and then we're fighting Lieutenant Surge. We just got on the boat last time we played. I think, I'm gonna go straight to the captain's room, do the rival fight, get us cut, and then... Should we fight all the trainers, or die on the boat so we can visit the truck later?
Either option is perfectly valid, I think. So, wait, will we not be able to visit the truck if we don't die on this boat?
If you just walk off a boat like normal, then the boat leaves and you can never come back.
You can never come back.
If you get the cut HM but all your Pokemon faint and you just go back to the Pokemon Center, you can still go back to the boat later, and then you can come back with Surf and visit the truck.
So, which I know that this answer is obvious because people figured out this exploit, but that means that you do not have to finish the SSN route to get Surf and to get everything.
The only important thing you need to get on the boat is the HM for cut, which we're about to get.
Yep.
But then we can walk off a boat, or we can fight the other trainers until we get beaten and taken to a Pokemon Center.
You got options. They're not good options, but they are options. Like, this guy says smell you later. I can't read it, but I know it's in that text somewhere. I don't like that. I don't like being disrespected by this man. And I don't really want him to get the satisfaction of us leaving and turning tail. Oh, look, it's the famous Raticate.
Yeah, that's the one the channel's named after now. This is the last time we're gonna see this Raticate because, RIP on the boat.
Ugh. Walnut died. Walnut killed it. Oh, man. R.I.P. Raticate.
Yeah, RIP Raticate. I think this is the first time we've seen a Kadabra. Also, it looks, whatever, pretty normal.
Yeah, I was gonna say that actually looks pretty accurate to what I remember it looking like in later versions.
Oh, jeez.
There's honestly cute. 10 out of 10. Really, like his torso's weird.
Yeah,
But
those
that's all.
upper legs look weird too, and his feet are just triangles. But he's got a very, very detailed tail.
He's very turtley as well.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
There's like a bunch of basic shapes and then a very detailed tail.
The most detailed. He looks like a turtle that reared up on its hind legs and was just propped up by a random stuffed animal behind it. Oh boy. Next time we see him, he's gonna be in a creepypasta.
Yeah, I don't think we see him again until the ghost tower.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's
Maybe I
seasick.
shouldn't mock the namesake of the channel.
The captain's seasick, and you rub his back, and he gives you the HM for cut, but it was... I think he pulled it out of the trash can he was
Vomiting in.
chucking into, yeah.
Love it.
So...
I love that for us.
It's gonna be hard to get a game over with Mew because Mew is so strong. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna start fighting trainers, not heal. See if we can get booted back to the Pokemon Center instead of just walking out of the boat.
Okay, so we do want to end up booted out, which I agree. Like I said, but which one's more humiliating, walking out willingly or getting your butt kicked and whiting out on the boat? I don't know. I still remember the first time I whited out in Pokemon because I don't... Was Pokemon Crystal actually hard? I don't think it was, because it was my first, like, single-player roleplay game that I ever got, and I may have told this story on the stream before. Feel free to fast forward a little bit. And that's how I beat Crystal. No, my dad was literally putting his coat back on to take me back to the store because me being a 10-year-old and my dad having a master's degree, or at least was in school to get it at this point, could not figure out how to exit the first room.
Right, the doormat.
Yeah.
I think
like magically he's angrily getting on his coat, like definitely about ready to complain at a retail employee. And I'm like, no, I figured it out. I'm the smartest kid in the universe.
Yeah, that's our friend Gorilla Mike. He had the same problem when he was a kid with, I think, blue version.
I feel like we connected over that at some point. Because I do remember regaling this story because Gorilla Mikey was one of the folks who was in a local, not to dox anybody, but was in a local Pokemon tournament, and we went to go and hang out and support him. And I think I remember being like, oh yeah, getting tilted is totally normal. And I think we bonded over that story. So I was like a grown man who was actually in like higher education in that moment got tilted by a rug in Pokemon.
Yeah, that video game rug got me fucked up.
Got me fucked up, bro.
I think yeah, Crystal version is like, specifically the Elite Four is like famously difficult because it's like most of the game is like not that hard, and then there's a huge level jump when you get to the Elite Four, and there's not a lot of good spots to level grind on the old games.
The thing is, I might be lying. I don't think I am when I say I believe I beat everything on the first try. And I'm not going to credit that to me being skilled. I'm going to credit that to me getting very lost in the roleplay elements and like the RPG elements of the game. So I ended up battling a lot more Pokemon than I was supposed to, and like a lot more trainers. But even when you lose, correct me if I'm wrong, when you lose in Pokemon Crystal to the gym leaders, it still gives you the same text of player character's name whited out. Correct?
Yeah.
The only time I ever saw that screen playing in fucking Pokemon Crystal, which is why I know that I somehow managed to beat everybody on the first try. And if that sounds like a brag, here we go. I walked out of the daycare after having left 2 of my strongest Pokemon there to breed, and the fucking police officer with the Growlithe.
Oh, yeah.
My ass out because I was down to one, like, level 13 Pokemon that knew nothing. And I was like, you son of a bitch. Because I'm 10. I don't know what the daycare is. Like, they were like, hey, you leave your Pokemon here, you can make them stronger. And I was like, cool, I'll leave my 2 strongest Pokemon here so they can get stronger. And you know, as a 10-year-old plays, you just like over level your first Pokemon that you get. So I leave my like level fucking 40 Typhlosion there and immediately get my ass kicked by the cop outside. And that kind of explains a lot with my personal worldviews, you know?
Oh, yeah, okay, that's... Okay, that was the early day of the ACAB.
Oh yeah, dude, this guy jumped me. He waited until this 10-year-old child left her strong Pokemon in the daycare and then jumped me with his fucking Growlithe. I'm looking up this Pokemon trainer. I definitely don't feel pressured to like put it in, but I am going to send you which Pokemon trainer this motherfucker was.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking
Pokemon
about.
now.
He's one of the night guard cop people that only fights you at nighttime. So I could see that getting you really, like, unexpected.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I don't think it was my first time stopping at the daycare. And for some reason, I thought I was safe. So that totally makes sense that he only fights you at nighttime because I, for whatever reason, just was not expecting that NPC to fight me. So, like, it must have been like, oh, okay, they'll take my Pokemon and make them stronger. And then I came back and made, like, a special trip. And this fucking cop... just comes over and is like, hold it, hooligan, and beats me up with his dog. Rude.
I want to point out something while I'm over here since we were talking about the cops. There's a fan theory that, I forget if it's this guy or if it's this guy in the next room over, but there's a theory one of these people is Detective Looker from Interpol.
Okay.
I think it's this one, because he says he's here to fight Team Rocket, and that's why he's in Kanto, and it's the first time... And he says he's working for the International Police, and that's the first time they come up in the series, is one of these randos on this boat. Mentions being an Interpol agent.
He's like, oh, lovely. Okay, his name's Guard Keith, and he has one level 17 Growlithe.
Yeah.
I got my ass kicked by... Oh, I'm upset. Also, I just Googled this, and it said Route 34, and I got really flustered and said, I thought Safe Search was on this browser. This is the one I stream with.
Yeah, there's a lot of jokes with that the daycare is on Route 34.
That's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Anyway, fuck you, Keith.
Yeah, fuck you, Keith.
Fuck you. Can you tell? I have very specific things that have haunted me to this day when it comes to video game drama.
Very vengeful about your video games.
I really am, and genuinely, when I end up doing a Pokemon Gen 2 Nuzlocke, I will be planning my route out so I face that fucker at night the first time I run into him.
Boom.
I have revenge to aspire to. Oh, wait! Is he just showing you a random Pokedex entry?
Yeah. Yeah, this guy talks about Snorlax.
Oh, cool guy. Cool guy. He knows what's up.
I want to find this Pokemon. Look, it's a weird fat thing.
You know what really sucks? Snorlax and Kirby were based on the same employee over at Game Freak.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that they were both based off a person.
And they're based off of the same person, and they definitely have the exact same motif, which I have to imagine isn't really a compliment. Hey, you're a large, round individual that eats everything. You're like, thanks, guys. The gift card to Applebee's was great, too. You could have just left it at that.
Poor guy.
Oh, poor guy.
You've told your Snorlax.
His name is Nishino-san. Koji Nishino. Served as the basis for the now iconic character. It was revealed in an interview in 2018 that Pokemon art director Ken Sugimori revealed that Snorlax was literally based on one of his fucking employees. That is, or if he wasn't an employee, he was at least a coworker. How do you bring that to HR?
I think Ken Sugimori might have been the same one that forgot he was aligned with Nintendo for a second on Twitter. I remember one of the guys, I think it was Ken Sugimori, somebody asked him something about Nintendo one time on Twitter, and he was like, I like Sega more. And then he I think deleted it later because he was like, oh right, I'm not supposed to say that.
Oh shit, my lawyer called me. Oh my god. Okay, am I allowed to talk about the Howie Mandel thing, or do you need to cut that?
You can... I'm sure it's fine. We're like 12 minutes into this episode. We're like 15 minutes in.
Okay, cool. So a much more extreme version of that happened to Howie Mandel. He posted like a stitch on TikTok. I'm sorry, audience, I'm old. But somehow he managed to put his face over a video that he did not film. He did not know what it was. He was just reacting to it, confused and befuddled. Then he goes to sleep. And then he wakes up to a text from his son and a whole lot of emails. And his son goes, "What have you done? You need to take that video down now." And apparently, Howie Mandel accidentally shared a picture of another individual on this planet of ours suffering from what the kids call pink sock. And just reposted it for all the world to see. And then went to bed. It's not necessarily that I think that he fucked up or he should be ashamed. Genuinely, he didn't know what it was. He was confused. It was an honest mistake. He wasn't trying to repost that. But sometimes when I think of, I fucked up. But did I repost a picture of someone else's butthole on a social media platform and then go to bed? Don't think so.
Oh yeah, because that was when the caption was something like, "Is this COVID related?"
Yes, he was genuinely thinking that the guy was sick. He didn't know. I feel like context clues he should have been more aware of, but I'm not here to judge, especially if I'm gonna be like, what do you mean you don't know what a stranger's asshole looks like? I'm definitely the weird one in that accusation. I'm sorry, I knew this would go off the rails so fast. Hi everybody, follow me at Kyodia. This is actually pretty on brand for me.
yeah. Is this COVID related?
Is this COVID related? Yeah, I'm glad that I could bring this energy to your stream.
Right.
That horsey really looks like someone had. You see how the bands around the center? They kind of look like someone squeezed it and its eyes haven't popped back in yet.
Oh, it's like a inflatable toy or something.
It's a little stress toy. Oh no, now I just feel bad for it. You gotta save him. Oh, I think we're just gonna black out here.
Pretty soon, yeah.
Okay, well, the squeeze toy was not very durable. How surprising.
Yeah, I think a lot of these people have water Pokemon, and the only one we got left is Charmeleon, so I think we'll be able to harvest most of the experience points from this bow, but still probably be able to black out at the end.
Okay, sweet. Which I know it's whiting out because, I don't know. What's the difference? I don't know if there is one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing it's just because blacking out sounds more like you drank too much.
I guess that is the association, but I've never heard the term whiting out other than in a Pokemon game, Like, oh, XYZ whited out. That's, I don't know. I don't hear that in context of everyday. Yeah. We are a child that just kicked your ass. Also, the way that the light kind of circles around him is like he's dramatically shutting off the lights, like, you're dead now, little man! Genuinely, though, first try, absolute fucking banger of a soundtrack. Holy crap.
Yeah, they did really good on the Gen 1 soundtrack, the Gen 2 soundtrack, all of the soundtracks. Actually,
Absolutely amazing.
I think
They really did.
every main series game has like a few like 10 out of 10 bangers.
Honestly, yeah, and I know this is putting you on the spot. Nostalgia totally to the side, because both of us probably have quite a bit of, like I said, my first Pokemon game was Gen 2. I think you said that your first Pokemon game was Gen 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we have nostalgia for basically the entire series. Putting that aside, what's the best soundtrack?
Like the best soundtrack as far as like a game in the series? Or?
If you're looking at the OST, like the full like 3.5 hour YouTube OST, which one cumulatively gets your highest score? And it's fine if you want to list 2 for different reasons. I feel like 2 is allowed. But I have one that I'm just like, no, yeah, it's the best one. And then a close second place.
Let's see.
And I can tell you mine first, so I can give you a minute to mull on if you want.
I'd say Heart Gold Soul Silver is really good. And
That's my number 2, baby!
okay. I want to say Emerald, but I'm pretty sure the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is just like the same but better.
The same but more complex, because like the tech just got better. So it was like they did a really good job of basically trying to interpret what the limitations weren't able to convey. And they did a really good job staying faithful like that.
Scarlet and Violet is really high up there too.
It's good.
It's got the Toby Fox, the lead motifs that they'll use like part of a melody on like a bunch of different tracks, and it comes back. It's like, oh, it's back, but it's different this time. It's tonally different.
Oh, there we go. He just slapped himself and saved us all a problem. Oh no! R.I.P. everybody.
Okay, and now we can.
You have 2 Pokemon at 69 HP.
Nice.
Nice.
We gotta.
Sorry, I saw it and had to say something. Yes, completely agreed with soundtrack. Yes, soundtrack opinions are fantastic. Like Sapphire, it's so much of a soft spot. I spent over 300 hours in that game, and then I accidentally wiped my save file trying to complete my Pokedex on Sapphire.
Oh no! I'm putting Cut on Charmeleon and replacing Leer with Cut. Got to be very careful,
Are you sure about that?
Surgical precision on this, because I can't read any of this text. I had to go back and make sure this was the right guy. Check what moves are where, but yeah, we're good now.
Fair enough. Make sure you don't pull an Aaron Hansen and fucking get rid of Flamethrower on your Charizard like an idiot.
Yeah, big.
I'll never be over that. I will never be over that. Supposedly, if you adjust the contrast, you can actually see it, but I don't know.
Oh, what, the switches?
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. That's Lieutenant Surge's gym. Surge's.
This is Surge's gym, yeah.
Wait, shit, okay. Isn't there some kind of, like, invisible wall in this game that you can... I might be thinking of Gen 2. Disregard.
Yeah.
Disregard!
It's probably one of the later, because they've reused this gym on so many of the games now. Like they did, yeah, Red and Blue, Gold and Silver, and then they did Fire Red, Leaf Green, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and they got Let's Go.
They said, make these idiots dig in the garbage. Nintendo said, you're a fucking genius, and they've never stopped since. and we have never stopped since. Tell me that you have gone through a Pokemon game without checking the trash bins. No one can.
Yeah, you always check the trash bins. It's like in Dragon Quest games, you gotta check all the pots, you gotta check all the pans, you gotta check all the trash cans on Pokemon.
Like in Zelda, you smash every pot you see because that's the law. And I follow the rule of law, sir. Oh, God. You might have been intimidating if I could read a word you said.
He's got like a whip, he's got, I think it's supposed to be like a cable. He's an engineer, or a... Yeah, I think he's like an engineer.
It's implied in like the first generation of games with like Team Rocket and Sabrina and a couple other folks that whips are perfectly fine to train your Pokemon. Sign of the times, baby.
Yeah.
Sign of the times. But no, and I think that I was watching some video that I am going to pass along the knowledge here, where very effective characterization that Team Rocket unanimously has whips. And it just sort of shows their attitude towards Pokemon and really reinforces that characterization.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think whips were supposed to be like an option that you could have originally, but Team Rocket's like, yeah, they all have whips, that's just normal for them, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to be characterized as like actual bad guys, and then every generation after, they just got more and more cartoony with their villains. Especially because I went from Team Rocket like actually doing a terrorist takeover. Oh, sorry, YouTube, don't demonetize them. Actually doing like a takeover of the radio tower and genuinely causing problems and being actual criminals. And then I went to Pokemon Sapphire like we all did. And we're just like, yeah, land is awesome. Yeah, ocean is awesome. And we're all like, you are both fucking stupid.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite thing on the remakes, was that they made Archie and Maxie actually make sense instead of just being like nonsensical, oh, land versus water peeps.
Well, I want to rule the land, which means I've got to make more of it, and I specifically hate you for totally non-romantic reasons, so I'm gonna make sure that you don't get any water.
Yeah.
Like, he read the reviews for Gen 3, Maxie did, and was just like, I gotta take this shit into my own hands. Too much water.
I'm not evil, I just want all the people that I hate to dehydrate to death.
Which, you know, you could argue in debate class, in a hypothetical. I don't think you can get away with actually arguing that, though. Nice.
Nice.
In a way that my debate teacher phrased it, I don't think you could find supporting evidence for that argument that, Maxie and Archie had a good point in Gen 3. Fortunately, Omega... What is it? Omega Sapphire and Alpha... No,
Omega...
Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby.
Yes.
Ruby. They actually, like you said, they absolutely improved their characters. They made them logical. And I know a bunch of people shipped them because, like, they're... Unlike a lot of other... Actually, hang on. Are they the only team that has a direct rival?
They had Team Plasma and Team Neoplasma in Black and White 2.
Nobody fucking cared about that. Sorry if that's your favorite. I forgot it existed. I don't know.
But yeah.
Do we know that?
I think it's... Yeah, there's... Aqua and Magma don't like each other, and then there's Plasma and Neoplasma, and...
There's a third one, but I cannot pull it to mind.
Right, I mean... Okay, Team Skull and the Aether Foundation were fighting each other, but then they were secretly not at the end.
Oh, and also Team Skull. I feel like they're just delinquents. I don't necessarily think that they have anything nefarious that they're trying to do. They're just delinquents. They did take over an entire town and did not give it back after you beat the game. So I guess they are also the... Team Skull is one of the least nefarious, but also has done the most, like, physical damage to the environment by the time they're done. But yeah, I know, like, Team Plasma and Team Neoplasma, but especially the fact that they are literally named after each other, and one of them's just like, yeah, we're the new Team Plasma. Like, okay, bro, like, kiss and make up. It's fine. Girl, what's the Mega Mind quote? Girls, you're both pretty. Can I go home now? But Aqua and Magma, like, their teams are actually at total odds with each other and have an external, like, third-party beef that has absolutely nothing to do with you, and they're both kind of pissed at you because you kind of just stuck your nose into business that's clearly at least a decade old, and all of a sudden you're just this kid that's meddling in the middle, and neither of them are really redeemable until the very end as well, because up until the point where the other team is successful, like the team that you're antagonizing against, is actually successful, are either of them actually reflective in their role on how much suffering that they cause the world for their, you know, misguided attempts at helping it. I really appreciate the story. I really appreciate the crisis that they have with each other. Because it's one of the most interesting plot lines that's happened outside of the player character's actual influence. Most of the rival characters and rival teams, all of the conflict comes in direct contact with you. But you kind of just watch Archie and Maxie do their own thing and get pissed off at each other, but it never really involves you directly until you choose, like, your player character chooses to step in. They don't really rope you into it. You could also say the same for N and Geistis?
Geetsis?
Geetsis.
Or Getsis. I don't know if it's Geetsis or
Getsis.
Getsis.
We just
Pepsi.
threw out 4 pronunciations. One of them is correct, I swear. But you could say the same for the two of them because they kind of got their own beef going on. But every time they got their own beef going on, you get roped into it and it's by one of them. Like, Archie and Maxie would genuinely just be fighting and, like, very little would have changed between Archie and Maxie's conflict if you weren't present. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not true with any other team in the rest of the series. And I kind of hope that they loop back to that, where you kind of play the meddling kid that ends up making sure that nothing bad happens because there's two, like, equally bad people vying for the same thing. That was just a really interesting plot. Thank you for letting me... I know we're just trying to grind right now. I hope that it's okay that I totally...
I appreciate you. Thank you for ranting because it just took me so long to get that fucking trash can puzzle done. But yeah,
it did take a minute.
We're fighting Surge now.
Hell yes. I was like, wait, there's a Pikachu on the screen. I got a little lost in the sauce.
Look.
Oh dear.
So it's blue.
Oh, I don't... He looks like he's wearing shoes and riding on a power line, and I'm really uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
And I think it's because the top half is clearly Mouse with a lightning bolt, and the bottom half is like Pearl from Steven Universe, and I don't like it. Like, she got the ballerina shoes. I like it.
Oh, okay, well that was the... Okay, we didn't take any damage in that gym leader fight.
You took no damage and you leveled up. That's called crushing it.
Oh, I'm so bad! I can't believe I lost that badly! That was so bad that I lost so badly.
And he proceeds to do like 5 squats in front of you while just... You're like, should I leave? Do I need to leave?
Gets really mad and shouldn't have trusted a squat.
Yeah, don't trust the squat when you're too far away from the pot, bro. That's another word for the toilet.
That rhymed too.
I tried, and I was just like, I don't think that landed. But, you know, it did land in the pot.
Yes. You got it.
Got it. I got there eventually. Don't worry about it.
So we did it. We got badge 3. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for me for editing. Thanks, America.
You want to do that again?
Oh yeah. Yeah, thanks for coming on here with me.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to come on here. It's always good to chat with you about Pokemon. Oh shit! I still never told you what my favorite freaking soundtrack was.
Yeah,
Rude.
Which one's your favorite?
Black and White.
Black and White? Okay.
Best
okay.
one. Best one of the entire series. Specifically, because it's just... the dimensions of the instruments just feel so real, right? And I believe it's Black and White where they had the musical structure where when you started walking, the drums and percussion would start up, and then when you stopped, they would fade out.
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, I think that was on Gen 5 it did that.
Oh, peak. Absolute fucking peak game design.
That was
And
when
this
they
is from
got
somebody
rid
that,
of
like...
the beep, 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 beep when your health is low also.
Yes, they had just a beautifully, like, tense instrumental, like, doo-doo, 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 in the background with, like, the percussions and, like, the... oh my gosh. Just amazing stuff. The sound design in Black and White, impeccable. Some of the gameplay, choppy, but I really loved it at the time. And looking back, the soundtrack is probably my favorite part. But they also had Luxray, they had a lot of really good Pokemon. They had Zoroark. They had a lot of really good Lucario, I think, as well.
Luxray and Lucario are Gen 4, but Zoroark is 5.
Okay, sorry, I'm fucking up. But just genuinely, the story was extremely memorable and has a lot of love to this day. The story is considered the best by a lot of people, including me. The soundtrack, I will also throw into the category of the best. Chandelure,
yes.
Zoroark,
Good one.
and Whimsicott. 3 of my favorite Pokemon.
I like Snivy. I like,
Snivy's good too.
Volcarona.
Volcarona, oh my god. Okay, see, we just keep listing off bangers in Gen 5. I'm saying, Black and White, impeccable soundtrack, genuinely decent, like, really good gameplay. It's pretty much considered the pinnacle of, like, the moving pixel art.
Yeah, it was
Pokemon. It's great.
Yeah, Black and White 2 were, like, the best of 2D Pokemon. And also the last of 2D Pokemon, but, like, definitely the best of 2D Pokemon.
Absolutely. One of these days, they'll appeal to our nostalgia, and they'll re-release them, and hopefully they'll bring back the pixel art if they know it's good for them. I'm talking to you, Game Freak.
I know on, I think Dragon Quest 11, you can play it in 3D, or you can play through the whole game with, like, the 2D graphics, like the retro ones. That'd be cool.
I love that.
Yeah, that'd be cool for a Pokemon game, but it would be a lot of effort. But that'd be something cool
They'll never do it!
That'd be something cool for a remake, like if they remake Gold and Silver again, you can play it in, like, the original, like, 2D Game Boy graphics, or you can play it with, like, super epic-looking fucking remake graphics.
And they already know that it's popular. In Heart Gold Soul Silver, they put in, like, a specific, I believe it was a radio channel or a device that would literally let you listen to it in the, second generation musical format. Like, listen to the Heart Gold Soul Silver soundtrack in the same sound format that the original Gold and Silver were in. They already know the appeal's there for it. They just need to act on it.
Yeah, the Game Boy player, yeah, after you beat Red, I think you get it.
Yes. Yes. unfortunately gotta work for it, but it is very worth it. But thank you for letting me come on. I always appreciate being able to be present for, like I said, my first foray into Pokemon is Gen 2. So watching anybody play Green, Red, Blue is a new experience because I have not personally played anything but Fire Red or Leaf Green. So it's always a treat to be able to come on and see where it all started. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. We haven't recorded it in a while, but yeah, we're gonna beat this game. It's not gonna be too much longer.
It's not gonna be too much longer. We just took down a fucking army veteran. Nothing can stop us now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you all so much for coming as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope y'all are having a great time. You can cut that out. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's good. That's good. Yeah. Like, subscribe, take a walk, touch grass, but
Like,
relax
subscribe,
too.
drink water. That's good for stretch. What posture is your back in? Straighten it out.
Yeah.
I'm mostly saying this to me.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
bye.
Bye.